Well, it's been a few days since my second date, and I've got so much to talk about today you wouldn't even believe. And don't worry, this video is not gonna include a 10-minute introduction leading up to the date and how I met the girl, because you can just watch that in the first video. But still, let me introduce myself. I'm Andrew, I'm 16 years old, and I help young men unlock their potential and become more masculine through self-improvement, but I also share my best experiences with you, like going on dates, marathons, and other crazy shit. And today, that's exactly what I'm gonna be talking about, because today, I'll be telling you the story of how I arranged a second date with this girl and how it went. If anything about what I just said interests you, then you can scroll down and subscribe. Let me just tell you how it all got arranged. So literally one day after the first date, I was talking with her and we were just talking about how good everything went on Wednesday, but that she could have easily paid her part, and I just told her like I cannot allow that to happen. But then she said if she could at least invite me for an ice cream. And then I started teasing her like, oh, so you want to plan the next date now? And she just said that she felt really good that day and it would be cool if we could meet again. And so again, I just put together this idea of a good date in my head. I was like, okay, so ice cream, that means lots of walking, that means a sunny day and a good place to walk. And so I told her we're gonna go to the Buddha Castle, which has a beautiful walk and it has some good Italian ice cream shop, and we can go up there. There's like a wooden cabin that brings you up, and I'm gonna get back to that wooden cabin because something really cool happened there. For the meeting time, I sent her one option again. It's perfect for her, and so the date is set. Now, the meeting time was actually quite early, but that didn't stop me from waking up at 6 a.m, going into the cold shower, going down to the gym, hitting a good workout, sending her the picture, and then just as usual, come home, another cold shower, get ready to absolute perfection, and then finally I can start heading towards the meeting point. So I get there about 10 minutes before she does, and I see that there's an enormous line to this wooden cabin that's gonna take us up to the castle. I went up to his staff and asked him like, bro, I've got like online tickets, I bought them online, so could I just skip the line and go instantly there? And he didn't really know, so he just told me to stay in the line and just wait. And so I was waiting there for a few minutes, just seeing how slowly this line is going. And so then the girl arrives. We do the same casual hug again. I just ask her if she got her right and everything, but then we stay there for about 30 seconds in the line, and in my head I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking wait like half an hour with this girl in this stupid fucking line. And so I just tell her to stay there for a second. I literally skip the line, go in, and just start asking a few people in the line if they're here to buy tickets or if they're here to just enter and they already have the tickets on their phone. And literally none of them had a ticket, only I did, because I don't think they even knew they could get an online ticket, because even I had to do like 10 minutes of research to find a good website to buy it from. And there was actually a separate entrance for e-ticket users. I just thought it's just one line anyway. So I walked back, got the girl, and we literally skipped the whole line. We were able to skip the entire line. We instantly got into the next cabin that came, which made me look like an absolute giga chat. And so the cabin was nice, panorama was nice, but it was like 2 minutes, so we just got out, and then we walked to the ice cream shop, which was like 5 minutes away, while just talking non-stop. So on the way there, I asked her her favorite flavors, and so I just go in, I order mine and I order hers, and there were these really nice cones with the chocolate and the candies on them and everything, and it looked so good. I mean, that was the most maxed out ice cream I've ever had. And of course, you know me, she didn't pay a single dime for that ice cream. And so as we walk out, I spot a decent guy in front of us. I think he was Indian or something, so I walk up to him and I'm like, hey, could you take a picture of us? And he's like, no. No, the guy was literally just standing there and he didn't go anywhere, he didn't have anything in his hand, and he was just like, no, I will not take the picture for you. So that was funny as fuck, but we just walked to the next guy and he took the picture and it was really nice. Then we start walking while enjoying the ice cream. We go a whole big circle whilst talking a lot, and it was actually like a pretty big circle, but it felt like 5 minutes. I mean, we were so much in the flow, I didn't even notice we were already back basically at the ice cream shop. Then she tells me she's a bit thirsty now, so I just go in again, I get a water for her, and I also just ask for one of those ice cream like cookies that you put on the ice cream. And so all that made her really happy. We end up just sharing the little cookie. And so first we took a small path, it was like 5 minutes, but it was really the best. I mean, we laughed so much at like stupid bullshit stories, it was actually amazing. And it was basically just her speaking 80% of the time, and I was just asking very simple questions and laughing a lot because her stories were genuinely genuinely funny. But this is where I kind of fuck up, because we went to another circle, like a big one, and it was at a place where there were tons of tourists. I don't know why, and the walk was literally like 1 meter wide, so everyone there was just packed like sardines. And also there was like construction shit going on, and so it wasn't even peaceful because there was a lot of people and a lot of drilling, and it was kind of shit. So I quickly realized, let's get out of here. But the problem is the path is so fucked up, like there's only one way out, and we had to walk so much to just get back outside while all of the drilling and all of the people were still there. So then I instantly told her, let's go to the most peaceful place on this whole castle. There's like a big green park with one big tree in the middle. As we were walking to this fucked up place, we passed like a beautiful little park, and there was literally not a single soul on that whole park. And so we just end up sitting down under the tree. We've got a little shade, it's really nice. And so multiple things happened here. First, we keep on talking, then a group of like old French people come, and there's like a big flower pot in the park, and they're just absolutely dazzled by it, and they just start taking like hundreds of pictures from every single angle. Like, I really didn't understand, but I did understand that they were talking French. So just to flex a little bit, because I know French, I was like, salut, comment ça va? And I just start talking to the grandmas just for a few minutes. I asked them like, are they tourists? How do they like Budapest? And all this bullshit. But then of course I let them go, I sit back down. So then for the next 30 minutes, it's basically just her yapping and me listening. I really don't remember saying that much, because all I did was just sit there, look into her eyes, laugh, and listen to her. And there was still no one but us on that little park. Then a group of like at least 30 people just start walking and literally sit down all the way next to us, and we realize it's a Spanish guided tour. And so you can imagine like the tour guide is right here, and everyone just sitting in a circle like looking at him, and we were literally inside. Like, it looked like we were part of the group. And so the tour guide also knows Hungarian, so he just looks at us and he asks like, hey guys, is it okay if I just keep my speech here? And so we were just laughing like, yeah, of course, go ahead, entertain us. And so motherfucker just starts talking super fast in Spanish, and we're just there trying to hold our laughing back. We were also trying to make out what he was saying because I know Italian, so we just sat there next to each other just listening to him. And so after like 2 minutes, I can no longer ignore the perfect opportunity to grab my arm and just put it like on her shoulder, you know. And so that's what I did, and now we were sitting in the grass together, my arm on her shoulder. And then after a few minutes, the Spanish group finally leaves, moves on, and so we stay there together. And by then she's basically totally receptive to all the touch, because the first like 20 seconds after I put my arm around her shoulder, she was a bit frozen, but by now she came even closer, and we were playing around with some stupid shit on her phone. She wanted to make like an avatar of me, you know, there's these like Apple memojis or something, and so we were playing around with that while being like super close. It's basically almost like cuddling. We're both laughing really hard at what we're doing on that phone. We stay there for a long time, but then we finally get up. We do a little bit of stretching after all the long sitting, and as we start walking, I ask her how hungry she is, because it's basically time for lunch now, and she says she's fairly hungry and we could find like a nice like coffee or like a sandwich place here in the castle. So I just quickly open Google Maps and just search for the absolute best restaurant in this whole place, and we found one. Honestly, I just looked at like the first 3 photos and I could tell that this is gonna be like a nice premium place. And so as we walked in, this place is a 3 times Michelin star restaurant, and it's really the kind of place where we sat down, there was like 3 different types of forks, and you know, they bring you like a bowl of bread with butter. But of course I end up ordering 2 plates of ravioli Italian pasta. It had like a nice like cheese sauce on the top with some sort of green spinach filling inside, and like olive oil and like beautiful dressing and all this shit. It was really premium. The point is that the girl said it was the best pasta she's ever tasted, and to be honest, it was really fucking good. So maybe those 3 Michelin star stickers actually do say something. And so as we are done, she looks at me with a smile because she knows what I'm about to do. I just went up to the waiter and just paid for everything. It wasn't the cheapest, but it was a good experience. We basically spent like half the day already together in that castle. And so at the end of everything, I walk her to the bus stop, which is very near the restaurant. The little goofy castle bus finally drives up to the stop, and before I let her go, I give her another one of these hugs and give her a very subtle little kiss on the cheek, and then boom, she's off. I start walking to the opposite direction to finally go home, and I feel amazing about myself. I mean, I'm so proud of myself for putting together a date like this and executing it pretty well. Of course, the date went amazing. I mean, we talked so much, we physically bonded a lot, and it was really nice. But regardless, I am keeping to my principle of not developing any hard feelings, because it still has only been 2 dates. But yeah, this day was pretty awesome. I mean, in the morning, I went and hit the gym, then I spent basically the whole day with this girl, and then at night I met up with a friend to play an hour of tennis together. He's a really good friend of mine, so I told him how things went today. He gave me a fist bump of respect, and the game itself was also really good. So it has really been just a perfect day. And honestly, I'm just so excited to see where this whole thing is gonna go. If you watched till the end, congratulations. You have my respect because your attention span is in the top 1%. But with that said, thank you for watching.